What's up, guys? Kyle here with No Tie Required. All right, we are back with Etsy. We're going to jump right into it. Let's go. All right, guys, so we all make mistakes as sellers. That's what we're going to talk about here. Some key mistakes that sellers make. It doesn't matter if you're brand new, doesn't matter if you've been selling on Etsy for a while. We all make mistakes and we can learn from them, so we're going to jump right into it. But before we do, smash that like button for us. Let us know that you enjoy what we're talking about here. You like it, you want more of it. Comment below, I want more Etsy, if you want to see more Etsy videos. And also, don't be afraid to subscribe. You know what? We're dropping content pretty much at least a few times a week, almost every day at this point right now. So we are dropping new content all the time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't regret it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So some key mistakes that Etsy sellers are making. And what I want to start with really is vacation mode. Okay, there is a setting on Etsy that you can do that's called vacation mode. Don't do it. if at all possible, don't do it. Why is that? Well, it's very similar to on Amazon. You can set your settings to vacation mode if you are going on vacation, basically, or you're just going to be unable, something unexpected comes up and you're going to be unable to, do anything with the business. I would highly recommend not doing that, and here's the reason why. I highly recommend not doing vacation mode, and here's the reason why. When you do that, Etsy's a big search engine. It's just like Amazon, very keyword driven, and we gain ranking by collecting sales and conversions and stuff like that, basically making them more money, which in turn will make us more money. Now, what ends up happening is if we put in vacation mode, they're going to basically pause the listing. We don't show up. And you hear all these stories of previous sellers doing this, and then they can't recover back to where they were at that point. They can't recover their storefront because they were down for a little while, and it just dropped them completely from where they were ranked, and they had built up all that ranking. So things that you could do to kind of prevent that or to do that instead of vacation mode. One would be changing the price, okay? Change your price point a little bit higher if need be to slow sales down a little bit, maybe deter people from buying. If they do buy, you make more margin on it, but slow sales are better than no sales, okay? So if you have to on Etsy, slow the sales down just a little bit to get you through that time frame that you really can't focus as much on it as you normally would be able to. The other thing that I would recommend doing is extend your lead time, okay? On Etsy, because we're fulfilling ourselves, we have to, fulfill within a certain time frame. If we need to, we can extend that lead time a little bit, let customers know that it's going to take a little longer to ship. You still probably, get some sales and everything if it's a good enough product, but you have longer to do it. And again, slow sales are better than no sales. All right. So simple enough on that. If at all possible, avoid vacation mode if you can. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the trend is your friend. And this is something people don't do enough of, and that is follow the trend that's in the market. So for instance, right now, you still see listings that have a fall theme to them, or even like a Christmas or holiday theme to them. Guys, those time frames are past. Customers are past those parts, and they're looking forward to the next trend, which would be spring. Okay, spring and Easter. Bright colors, sunshine, Easter eggs, all that type of stuff. That's what people are looking for right now. So the trend is your friend when it comes to keywords and pictures. Okay, utilize that to your advantage. And give yourself every possible advantages that you can. People aren't really focused at this point on winter anymore. Okay, the best parts of winter for most people have come and gone. Sorry, guys, something popped up on my screen here. So, most people, the holidays, New Year's, all that stuff. Once that's passed, they're ready to move into springtime and everything. They want something that's bright and sun filled and everything, and Christmas or winter is kind of dark and gloomy and cold and everything. And at that point, they're through the better parts of the winter season, and they're ready for spring. So again, change your pictures up, change your keywords up in there to make sure that you're relevant with whatever the going trend in the market is right now. One quick example also, if you're looking from a brick and mortar standpoint, when's the last time you guys went into your local JCPenney? I guess depending on if they're still in business around you or not, but if you go into a local JCPenney or really anywhere, it doesn't matter the retailer, what are they promoting right now? Right now they're not putting out probably winter jackets and winter clothing. They're looking for shorts and tank tops and bathing suits. They're moving ahead because they know that basically right now is buying season for all that type of stuff, because it's going to be here before you know it. So absolutely, the trend is your friend. Don't forget that, and make sure that you utilize that effectively. Okay. So next, and sorry guys, I wrote them down right here because I wanted to make sure that I got every single one of them and didn't miss anything for you. So I've got 4 of them on here for you. Okay, next thing. So many people go with the ideas of, it's quantity over quality, and what I mean by that is everybody just tries to put up as many items as they possibly can in their storefront and trying to catch as many trends as they can. Yes, the trend is your friend, but make sure that you have a specific focus, a specific niche that you are focused on with your business. Don't get too far out, out in the weeds or anything, because that's when you start to lose focus on the core competency of your business. That's when customers get unfocused on it. We want to create a brand. We want to, have a welcoming brand that customer can come into, feel confident purchasing from, and ultimately it's going to make your storefront look better. Okay. Plus, it's a lot easier to manage that if we don't have a million different listings up there. It's a lot easier to manage when you've got 10 or 15, and it's okay to grow it beyond that. But start smaller. And then grow from there. Okay. The other thing that you can always look at too is you can either do multiple listings for a product if you want to, because they do let you duplicate products or duplicate listings, or have individual listings for, let's say, different variations, or make a variation listing. It's okay to do that, and it's something that I utilize on Amazon, making my listing full of variations on it rather than having a bunch of random listings. Sometimes the school of thought is we want as many listings as we can get, and it's totally dependent on what your business is. But something that you might want to look at is make one central listing and make it really, really good with great keywords, great pictures, all that type of stuff. Excuse me. And if you need help with keywords and tags, check out the video that we made the other day that covered all that type of stuff on Etsy. But then just offer all these different variations and everything. Really, give that customer everything that they need in one spot, and you may find that one converts the best for you. Okay. So absolutely quality over quantity. Don't go the other route. Don't go quantity over quality. That's the mistake a lot of people make, and they start throwing up, all sorts of listings for all sorts of different products. Guys, keep it hyper focused on something, and then it's okay to expand out later on. All right. And last but not least, let me check on here. Oh, pricing. Guys, price your stuff properly, okay? Don't get crazy with your pricing one way or another, okay? You see so many people trying to, it's a race to the bottom in terms of price. They want to get that lowest price point that they can because, customers want that low price. Guess what? You know what? Yeah, you might sell a lot of units if you are pricing yourself $5 cheaper than the rest of the market. You might get a lot of sales, but guess what? You have cut your margins so thin that you're going to be packaging all these items, because guess what? Remember, you've got to ship them out. You're going to be packaging all of these items on thin margins to begin with. It's not going to be that much fun. It's a lot less fun when you're only making a small amount compared to if you were doing, let's say, 50 items for the week instead of selling, I don't know, we're just throwing out random numbers. Instead of selling, 300 items for the week, you sell 50 items for the week, but you're making way more money on those 50 items. It's going to be way better for you in the long run, and it's going to be way easier. Okay, so make sure that you're pricing it well. The one thing that you never want to do is you never want to differentiate yourself based on price. Okay, that's a no-win situation. That's a lose-lose situation, and here's why. It puts you in no man's land. If you are basically trying to price yourself as the cheapest option in the market, and that's going to be your differentiator, you're going to start price wars. You're going to get people bottoming out their prices, trying to compete on it because they want those sales, they want that velocity. Or even if they don't, look, you're going to be the cheapest one, but again, you're not going to make any margin on it, so it's not worth it. Try to get yourself positioned so that you're competitive with the rest of the market, but also, that upper echelon, because we want to be known for quality. And that's the last thing that I will say about that is a lower price point. Okay, lower price point technically, or typically, I guess I should say, not technically, typically is going to associate that product with poor quality. Okay, so even if you have the best product in the world, you could have the greatest product in that market, but if you are the cheapest one, people are always going to look at that as it's a cheap product, it's a low quality product. What happens when people assume that the product is low quality? Even if they end up buying it, they assume that it's low quality. You may be ending up with some negative reviews. If they're not super happy with the product or anything, you might end up with bad reviews because it's already in their mindset that it's a bad product. Okay, so absolutely try to be competitive with your pricing and try to find yourself kind of the better quality. We want to be very competitive on price and be associating with one of the premium products that are in that market. Because at the end of the day, Etsy is that type of website where it's an artisan website. You know, it's that mom and pop feel to it, but it also has that feel of that higher quality product, you know. So make sure that you're falling into that category. All right, guys, that's all I got for that. So there's 4 big tips right there to make sure that you are not falling on the wrong side of that. And if you are, you might want to rethink some things that you're doing, because it may help your business. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's business is different, but these are mistakes that I've made, you know, many of these personally myself, or I've seen others make them, and I don't want you to make the same mistake yourself. All right, guys, that's all we got. We'll see you in the next one.